Hey, Jen, you know what I was thinking this morning? How did this whole
Crazy
crazy
monstrosity
thing even
happen.
get started? So I want to know, first of all, how would you define Dance Insanity to people who have no idea what that is?
Well, okay, so Dance Insanity is a dance fitness format that's actually pretty methodical.
Mhm.
So if I take it all the way back, I remember 15 years ago being an out of shape mom with kids, like little itty bitty babies.
Yep.
And I remember going to this crazy place to work out to get back into my thing. And I had my ass handed to me because I went to this crazy dance fitness class. I
Okay.
mean, this was like hot girl central, like sex on steroids, but like somehow not raunchy. And it was like, okay to bitch dance.
Okay.
Like you felt like the coolest person in the freaking world. And you're like, oh my God, I still have it. Like, and me being an ex-professional dancer, I was it. I was hit. I was a hit. I was sold. This was where I wanted to be. But I went home.
Oh my
I took a
gosh.
3-hour nap on my couch while my kids were sleeping. And something like was reborn in me. Like something made me feel cool again, And I was like 39, almost 40 years old. And I was like,
Right.
oh my God, what just happened? Like I felt alive. So I went back and had my ass handed to me again because I mean, the cardio level at that time for me was just like a monster,
Yeah.
but I freaking loved it. So
Nice.
I loved getting my ass handed to me. I loved feeling like a cool hot girl.
Yep.
And before long, and the instructors are like, "Who are you?" Because they saw my arms and they saw, just how I move. They're like, "Okay, you're a dancer." I'm like, "Yeah, kind of guilty. Yeah, I
Used to.
am
Yeah.
used to." No, it
Used
was a
to.
fond memory. When we moved to Raleigh, I knew that I needed to bring what I had gone through for the past 2 years down here.
Hmm.
And so I taught a class. It was just basically a dance fitness class, but it was, it wasn't called Dance Insanity. I hadn't really founded it yet.
Okay.
So when I came to Raleigh, I had all the little Zumba chicks in my class. I had everybody, and everybody was blown away because it was such a big monster workout. It was based in fitness first, and the movement wasn't shallow, right? It was big, it was hot,
Yeah.
you could tell it was done by somebody who has danced. If you look at big box gyms where a lot of group fitness classes live, maybe 20% of people that click in at the front actually attend a group exercise class. Now, if you take that 20%, less than 10% of that group goes to a dance fitness class. And it's real simple. It's because Zumba, as big as that brand has been, it has either made or broken people to think, oh my God, I love this, or I don't like this at all. And it's because not all Zumba instructors are created equal, because Zumba is made up of whatever you want it to be. So you can have ex-dancers that are just teaching a dance fitness class, right? And if you get one of those, you're like, this is the greatest thing ever, right? Or you have people that are teaching in the park, and that's great. Listen, there's no negative to Zumba. Hey, look, if they get people moving their bodies, I salute them. That's great. But for people that actually danced or were studio dancers or dance team people, you don't even know that an exercise class like this exists that can make you still feel like you are that girl or that guy, right? I mean, I have so many people at the studio that were cheerleaders, that were dancers, that were dance fit people, that were collegiate dancers. I have guys that did like hip hop and like breakdancing that dance here. So people want a big ass workout. They want to feel cool. They want to feel fun. They want to be their hot girl, hot guy self. They want confidence. They want all those things rolled in a bottle, right? So that's really what this class is. And that's why it is so different than so many other dance format fitness classes. So I created a company, and I very soon realized I had to sort of bucket all of the choreographies I've ever done, right? And if I had to put a name on each one of them, it's pretty easy. They fall into basically dance athletics, right? And then Latin rhythms, and then hip hop. Now, why those three? Well, because dance athletics, you're going to see a lot of big movement, gross motor, lots of tuck jumps, lots of 1-2 cuts, jumping jacks, things that people can do that I don't have to change how they're making their torso work. That's a little bit more intricate. It's a little bit more formed like dances. Now, Latin can scare people. People either love it or they're like, what the hell is this? I don't know. Because let's face it, people can either march up and down or run and put their arms up and down. right? Anything that happens between their shoulders and their hips, yikes, whoa, no fly zone. Until they understand they can move their spine, their pelvis, and God forbid it's not dirty, right? So we do Latin. We don't do a lot, but we do some. And then we do hip hop. Hip hop's fun. It's a little bit more grounded in the legs. So 3 buckets: dance athletics, Latin rhythms, hip hop. And then we have a proprietary sort of blend between how we architect those classes. So I can take the same exact songs or choreos that I'm going to do on a Monday night. I might even rearrange them in a different order. It feels like a completely different class. And that's the cool part. The other thing that we realized had to be done with Danz Insanity in order to keep the quality and the intensity of the class is we lock the choreography. I was the original choreographer. We now have a national choreography team, just so the movement doesn't look all the same. Now, we want to have a movement vocabulary, which we do, but there's nothing better than when you have a big class and people know the choreos they're going to do and they get jacked up excited about it. It's interesting. People often say, well, am I going to get bored of that? I find, and our instructors find, that our participants like the classes that they know the choreo is going into because they know they can slay it, right? They're excited to do it. It's almost like these like celebratory dances together. It's very silly. So yeah, that's Danz Insanity in a nutshell. It's really not a nutshell, but we try to keep it as comprehensive as possible, but very straightforward.
What got you here? Your learning, your training, and sort of how you brought this into place.
I was that 4-year-old little girl who went to pre-ballet like every single Saturday. And I loved it. And I loved it. And I loved it. And I loved performing. And I remember the studio director at the time was like this, like just larger than life guy, right? And he was actually an ex-Broadway dancer. He was married to a woman who was the ballet director. She was from Poland Ballet. And both of her daughters danced for Joffrey. And so they would come in every, off season and they would teach for them. But I mean, really technical studio, right? So I just remember throwing my arms around this director and being like, am I ready for ballet one yet? And he's like, are you 5 years old yet? I'm like, no. And so I just remember I had to be 5 to be allowed to be in the bigger kid ballet 1 class. And when I was finally 5, I got to be in ballet 1. And then I was also in jazz and I loved it. I loved it. And I moved up very quickly. I was the only 10-year-old in the advanced levels and level 3 advanced in a company. My mom, interestingly enough, was the head of our jazz program and she taught all the advanced jazz classes. And I was like the little itty bitty one. And let me tell you, when you have a trainer or an instructor that's your parent, you think that's going to be easy. Oh, hell no. That's even harder. And my mom was even a rockette. So there was no bullshit. There was no messing around with JoJo. We were inspired and encouraged to go and audition for ballet programs for the summer. Their apprenticeships, whatever it was. So I went to my first one when I was 10. I went off to Ballet Aspen, and then I went to Pacific Northwest Ballet Company all the years after until I basically just got burned out of ballet. And I was doing jazz and contemporary. I loved all that rest. But I came home and I was like, I want to be a cheerleader. That sounds like fun. Because at the time, we didn't have a cheer or a dance team. It was just kind of the pep squad, right? So I auditioned for that, made it. I ended up basically choreographing all of it. So I did all of it all 4 years. I was asked by the National Cheerleading Association to come on to their dance program where I helped them create. It went from NCA Dance to NDA, believe it or not, which is a huge program now. I was a choreographer for the Aloha Bowl halftime show. I did a lot for NCA Dance. I danced at the University of Washington on scholarship. I also danced for UCLA. So I had this huge background. Back in the mid to late 90s when I graduated, there weren't shows like So You Think You Could Dance. There weren't shows like Dancing with the Stars. It was right after I had graduated and I went to UCLA, finished my education at UCLA. And I had to basically be an adult. My dad was like, that's great, honey. You are still teaching at the dance studio and I just put you through UCLA. Are we going to put an oar in the water and try something different? I was like, oh, wow. Okay. I thought that dance was this beautiful memory, but it's come full circle because I spent another 15 to 20 years in corporate America, right? In sales and marketing. So it's crazy how all of this has come full circle to build this.
What inspired you to take this program that you have that exists online, where you're curating new instructors and training people under your method, and then open up a studio in Raleigh where there's probably a lot of competition in terms of fitness studios and boutique style fitness? Like, what inspired you to say, I am going to take this leap and I am going to make it happen?
I want to say it was a long time coming, but I was also apprehensive for many years because it's a big responsibility. But, it's like when you just know something, you just know. You're like, when you know. That's exactly what it was, just eating at me. And I knew that there are other fitness formats that are very complementary to dance. And I also know that there is something beyond Danz Insanity, which is choreography. Now, that's tricky in a dance fitness setting because I have found that we've attracted a lot of ex-dancers and they are hungry for choreography. Oh my God. You've been in our choreography classes, in fact, almost every week. Yep. I mean, they are they're the hottest classes because like the real people that say, I really was a dancer, it somehow wakes them up. Something inside them goes, oh my God, I can still do this. And no, I'm not throwing quad pirouettes or Alice contours. For God's sakes, I'd break my shit if we did that. Probably, I think anybody would. But, I look at it this way. Danz Insanity as a format has become the bedrock of the studio. It's our conditioning. It's playtime, right? But you will get your ass handed to you. You will die. Like you will sweat your ass off. And it's the best workout in town. Now, if I gave you guys 25 Danz Insanity classes a week, I know that that's going to get boring. So we had to find other really good complementary formats that allow us to build a fully comprehensive program, right? So if you look at the two basic things in fitness, cardio or strength, right? That's where it starts, right? So we start from, let's talk strength. We have Barbie Bootcamp. Right. So that really speaks to our strength training program. Then the next click over is bar/Pilates. So bar, the way we teach it here, is a little bit more ballet bar, very strength, very stretch, but also very fluid in movement, very much a neighbor to Danz Insanity, right? Pilates goes in a complementary direction to where it's still strength training. It's a lot of body resistance. And Pilates, I mean, the name says it all, right? I mean, Pilates is huge, right? So that's kind of our next layer. Then we get a little bit closer to, okay, now we're going to start dancing. But one of the first things that I always heard teaching at box gyms is they would say, don't you have a class that like you can teach it slowly? And this was one of the big reasons why I thought the studio would make so much sense, is that yes, we want calorie burn. Yes, we want workout. We want all these things, but why can't we have it all? We need to have classes that make dance fitness accessible to people, right? If people feel successful or they're not scared, they will enjoy it so much more than just going out and getting, on your bike to nowhere. The endorphin load is so big with dance fitness. It's huge. I feel like, honestly, it's my job to educate the world to do dance fitness. It really is. Yep. I swear to God, we'd have world peace if somebody took a Danz Insanity class every day. I don't care. All I want is world peace.
That's
but I really believe that because I watch it walk in and out of the studio every single day. Being from the West Coast and also living in New York, I know what it is to sell a big product in a big market. Raleigh is this like baby big city. Right? It's like a big city, but it's not hanging yet with the Chicagos and the New Yorks and LAs, right? Like it's growing fast, right? So there is a lot of competition here, but the one thing that we have is the soul and the heart of this whole entire thing. And if you ask me, humbly speaking, pat on the back, don't mind me, nobody else is doing what we're doing. Nobody is doing what we do because there are not an insane amount of ex-professional dancers that have gone to fitness and that are taking and playing the long game of actually teaching people how to move their bodies in a more technical way. This is not a dance audition. It's not a dance class. It's a dance fitness class. It's a dance fitness program. Now, dance choreography, probably the closest class on the schedule. My heart, my joy, by the way. That probably makes you feel like you're closest to a dance class, right? But you're still sweating your ass off. You're still wearing our wearable, which is through MyZone, which shows you how many calories you burn, which shows you the different cardiovascular outputs that you're in. Like, so all of that still speaks to, listen, you can move your body in a way that makes your heart full and makes your soul connect with music, and not just have to get on a treadmill or go do like a small group training that's like really hardcore and like you get yelled at, or it's boot camp. Like, I mean, and if you really want that, you go to Barbie boot camp, which is just a lot more fun. You have to have all these rolled in. So we know that, yes, we have a great location. We're in the heart of everything, but it took us 2 years to find this space, if you can believe that.
Yep.
It took us 2 years. Now, was I looking the whole time actively? It came up, and then I thought, oh God, I can't do that. I don't know if I want to do that. Oh God, if I want to do that. And it was always these, hey, by the way, broker guys sending me stuff. And it was almost sort of this pipe dream, and I never really took it seriously. And then this place came up, and it was like a shot in the arm, had been vacated for like 15 years plus. Was a Domino's pizza, by the way, back in the day, throwing it out there. We got architectural plans drawn up, and I will say LJ, who is the producer of the show, she was on board early, adding all of her glitter where necessary. And by the way, everybody, if you do come to the studio or you haven't yet, you'll see LJ's little imprint all over the place. In fact, it's all over the floor. She got these big, huge, burly concrete guys to like put glitter on the floor. They were showing, it was hilarious. They were looking at it going, okay, do you want this kind of like concrete, Ms. Schofield, or this kind? And she's like, ooh, can we put glitter all over it? The concrete guys are like, got it. Dirty glitter. I'm here for it. I got it. So yeah, that's kind of how this crazy, freaking pipe dream just showed up all of a sudden. I mean, it was like this slow burn that was never going to happen. And then all of a sudden it happened like in a matter of months. It was like, oh my God, this is real. Oh my God, this is real. So here we are.
That is true. And it's a great location. Most people have been thrilled with the location. Quite frankly, it works for them. We're in a great populated area. And you touched on, I just want to backpedal a tiny bit because you kind of briefly mentioned the MyZone.
Yes.
Technology, why it works and why it's a part of Danz Insanity.
So when I first made the crossover from dance and like being like a current dance instructor for dance teams and, people of that level, and went into fitness, I was out of shape. Mm-hmm. And I think what got my body back was that bedrock of metricing what I'm doing. And I went to this crazy gym, and you got a MyZone belt right away. Now, we are not this mean and evil, but this crazy place that I worked out at, ended up teaching at, if you didn't meet your MyZone wearable goal, you had to pay the gym after 3 months $150 or give it back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they're not joking. So here's what MyZone does. MyZone is in depth enough to show you what you're doing. It gives you an email report after you finish your workout and taken off your belt. It shows you what heart rates and zones you're in throughout your workout. And it gives you metrics and information about what you do. And then you know what it does? It says, what else are you doing for the month to reach your goal? And it brings people back on their own so we are not hounding them.
So what about people who say, but I've got my Apple Watch. Thank you very much. I have enough metrics going on. I don't need another thing.
Yeah. So I always tell people, especially with the Apple Watch, I'm like, listen, an Apple Watch is a great conversation starter. It's sort of like the intro, right? Like it gives you metrics, but it's also measuring your pulse. It's not a wearable around your heart. This is a heart monitor. So it's going to give you more accurate data. It just is. And it tracks with you. I would say this, try doing a wall sit for 2 minutes with an Apple Watch. It gives you no credit.
It's true.
Right? This thing will give you credit but because it's measuring like all of your biometrics, it's measuring so much more. Now, there are more ornate devices that get much more in depth to the metrics that you're looking for. I also don't want to get that, because that gets too bogged down. You got to give people enough information and the things that they need to know and the things they want to know, right? But you don't need to get so in depth to where now you're scaring people, because it's just too intense.
Absolutely. And it seems like with the community at Danz Insanity currently, there were definitely people who are resistant to it at the beginning.
Yes.
And now they are addicted to it like it's like they're crack.
Monsters. I love them.
They can't help themselves.
Like, we've created my zone monsters. Being here is sort of is where the energy exists, right? Which is exactly what helped fuel building this community. So I think I envisioned having some strength trainers, having something, but I think I almost thought it like a gym, because I could have never imagined what something like this looked like. There is a member in particular that I always think about, and she came to one of the classes during our grand opening, and LJ, Jesse, our producer, sitting across from us, said, Jenn, you need to come out here. You need to meet this member. She just became a founder, and you got to meet her. And she was sobbing her eyes out. And she said, I'm so grateful that you did this. Like, I never knew how much I needed this or was waiting for something like this to open. This is going to rock my world in the best way. I mean, we built this studio with the vibe of let's build a nightclub. Let's turn off all the lights. Everything looks better in the dark. Girls, can I get a what? I mean, come on now. I mean, give me a disco ball and some fun colored lights and like a killer sound system. I mean, I'm basically out rocking out with my girls out at the club at night. You know, that's at 10 a.m. I mean, why not? Right? On a Wednesday. No, but seriously, I think that resonates with people. I think that people want to feel fresh, young, new, hot, sexy, their best. What you fill in your adjectives of choice, right? But the best you could possibly feel, and that's what this is.
Yeah, and it's an experience. You know, when you come, it's an experience. It's not just another fitness facility that
oh my God, not even close.
It just doesn't compare to anything else.
Anything. You see 20-something-year-olds to 70-something-year-olds.
Yeah.
And they're all rocking out in the same class together. And they're hooping and hawing and they're like high-fiving. I mean, it's hilarious. Like, we just come and laugh our asses off and work our asses off. And we go to another place. It's like we go to another world. Like, whether I'm Beyonce and you're Gwen, who the hell cares? But whatever, I'm here for it. You can be whoever the hell you want here. And you can let all the shit go that you're dealing with on a daily or weekly basis. And it's just fun. And I don't want to call it therapy, because no, we don't do therapy, but it's therapeutic.
Absolutely. It's therapeutic.
It is.
Come for the fitness, experience the culture, the
experience
community.
The mental, the fun, the drive.
With that, what challenges have you experienced in this process, through this journey? What stands out?
Well, let me tell you, getting permits at the 11th hour to open. Oh my God. Okay, both of you were with me. Like, viewers, can I just tell you?
Sure.
Yeah, hold on to your hats and glasses if you're planning on like renovating somewhere commercially.
12 hours from opening.
12 hours from opening, and I am in a heap on the floor, screaming and crying, and you were just holding me like I was your child, saying it was going to be okay.
There was a lot of fetal positioning.
Because we basically had failed the inspection, the last of the inspections, and they told us that they would come back in 6 hours and it needed to be fixed. Let alone, the only thing that needed to be fixed was we needed to have a ladder on premise so they could do a ceiling inspection. It was so stupid. It was bogus, right? But hey, that's what you're up against. You're left to the demise of the cities. Yep. If you've ever done residential construction, this is a whole different level of crazy. Like, it's just crazy. But then once you get through it, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have a heart attack, so look at us. Yay, let's go. Want to dance around?
And there's always smaller things that happen. Systems don't work and the Wi-Fi clicks out.
That's a good time.
You know, those things happen, but you know, for the most part, it seems like things have been ironed out and running pretty darn smoothly.
Yeah. It takes a village. I mean, as you know, between LJ, between other key people here, like it's about believing in a project. It's also about like having a place to go where everybody knows your name. Yes. Thank you. I just quoted Cheers, but at the same time, it's true. It's like this fun she shed clubhouse somehow that I've built. And Like, I didn't know that the movement got bigger than me until I opened the door and went, oh shit.
And on that note, considering how long you've been open and the membership that you currently have, what does your future look like? So where you're sitting right now, how do things look moving forward? Do you want the membership to double? Do you feel like you're going to outgrow yourself? How does it feel stability-wise for you?
So our trajectory is, we've outpaced it, which is amazing. And we've been in the slowest months of the year. But what I'm excited to see, especially, is we have people that are coming in through Tramp and Strength. Those of y'all don't know us or visit us yet, we have a phenomenal complimentary cardio program through trampoline rebounding, mini tramps that are 40 inches large. No, you will not fly off it. No, you will not get yourself hurt. I've had 5 knee surgeries, 3 ACLs, 2 meniscus. If I can get behind the exercise science and the safety of this thing, Jody, I know you would say the same thing too.
It's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. It's for pure aerobic cellular respiration. You can't top it. That to me is just another layer of building something that's not just about Danz Insanity, the class alone, right? Where I'm really excited to grow is new instructors that are coming through our pipeline that are members and that have true talent and skill, and that we are already loading our bench. So if you are out there and listening, just saying, come be a member. Come be a member. It's worth it. You're never going to get the training that you're going to get from myself and from some of our top veteran instructors. I mean, we are bar none, I think, the most comprehensive, energetic, skilled, and experienced team for that. Where we are going long-term, this is really exciting. But the idea is that if you are in California, New York, Memphis, Paris, wherever in the world, and you're like, I've heard about these crazy people, and I don't have to buy a $2,500 bike. I can just buy a $150 wearable heart rate monitor thing that I buy on their website, and then it sends to me, and then I book a class, and then my little tile goes up on my device, and it's like I'm taking class with them. Yeah, I'm in. That's pretty damn cool.
Exactly.
So it's exciting what we have in terms of an opportunity. We have the technology. We have, I think, the right folks on board. And it's just going to be a learn as we go. It's pretty exciting though. There's too many big box corporate entities that are swallowing people like myself and people that deserve to have a shot at this. And I think the coolest part, and at an age where we are in, that people recognize that. And I've had so many, not just women, but men go, hell yeah, go hard. We'll support you. You have a stellar product, but you know what? Support small business.
It's only been here a few months, but it almost feels so established. We've actually had people walk in the door and go, is this your Raleigh location?
Isn't that crazy? We're like, no, we are the location.
We are it.
We are it. Yep. That's us. We're right here.
So there's one location only. Jenn, you have knocked it out of the park. I think that people are coming in flocks now.
We know that if people give us a chance, just come and try it. If you don't sign up right then and there, it's going to be in your brain at very minimum, and you'll end up being here. We know that because there's nothing else like us out there. There's just not. I think it's hilarious that the Orange Theory guy had called me months ago and was like, yeah, let's do a swap. Your staff should come and we'll show you guys how to lift some weights. And I just bit my tongue. I was like, yeah, sure. Oh, thank you, big, strong man. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Please show me how. What? Okay, I'll hand you your ass here, and so will my trainers too, but okay, game on, And again, I'm not calling it out, but look, we're not doing the typical ham and egg rodeo that's on every single block. Sorry, we're just not. We're different. We're customized. I would suggest come and start, especially my dancers. You know who you are. That's why you're listening. Come on, be real. Come on. You want to have a pair of palms in your hands.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because people always go, ooh, when you say palms, and they get very, very excited. So,
or judgy. They're like, I don't do that. And then they see the hot pink ones and are like, okay, I want the pink ones.
But most people get pretty excited.
They kind of do. You know why? Because it's nostalgic.
Exactly.
It's either, oh my God, I've not been in the dance team in like 30 years. Or they're like, I always wanted to be on the dance team. I mean, listen, maybe it makes you think of your favorite sporting team. Maybe you're like a, Miami Dolphin girl, or I don't know.
Go Bills.
Oh, God, you really just went there. Of course you did.
I can't believe you said the Dolphins out loud.
You know why? You know why? Is because I love their coach of their dance
Bill's
team.
underwear.
I love for sure. You're wearing Bill's underwear. I want you to feel like you could go rock it out there on the football field. So it's not as repetitive as a basic bedrock Danz Insanity class, but it's also, I'm not making you do a damn jump split. We want people to feel their hot girl badassness. We want them to be challenged. I like a dash of deer caught in headlights looks at me during this class.
Oh, yes.
Because it's the closest thing to dance team choreography and it's fun. Sometimes we do hip hop. Sometimes we do pom. Sometimes we do, what do we call today? Current girl, hot dancing? I don't know. 2 years ago, I was asked by a big box gym that I worked at, and they're like, will you do a choreography class? Wow, that is so fun for me. And I love doing choreography. I spend a lot of time weekly on a different choreo every single week, and I only give it once a week. That choreography is valuable. I'm sorry, but it's really valuable. It's one thing to have a few phrases and like repeat that. And that's a lot of work in and itself. And to do it well and to string it together well and for it to make sense and for it to be a big workout. That's a lot of preparation, believe it or not. Like everybody's like, oh my God, I could do that. That's so fun. And it's so fun because we make it look easy because we've dumbed it down, but we kept it interesting. Choreography is a totally different animal. You could keep it interesting for a month, but then is it interesting in month 6, month 12? Like you've got to constantly be coming up with different things that are interesting that I can get a new member to feel successful with, and I can keep my happy ex-dancers feeling challenged. Instead of doing it for this big box gym, I did it with a girlfriend of mine who owns a studio, and she actually owns a theater program. And she said, why don't you use our studio and you can have it there? So we designed, developed, and birthed something called Level Up, which Level Up is a specialty class. It's a master class. And it originally started back when I wanted my instructors to do continuing education. Now, interestingly enough, you don't have to be this huge, big Debbie dancer to teach Danz Insanity, but you have to have the musicality, the rhythm, the fitness, the endurance easily, and then be fun and connective, right? So I didn't always have all of my instructors there, but it was like joy. We scheduled pure joy. When you got a bunch of instructors together at that kind of level, I mean, magic happens. It's just fun. So people out in the community were like, what is this class? I want to see it, because we were posting it on our Instagram. So we started getting contacted by them. And those people are now, funny enough, our founders here, because they loved it. I did a Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation one. I did like a chair pole dancing thing. I mean, you name it. We've done everything crazy, but it's because it is choreography. And for those dancers out there that used to dance, they're like, oh my God, this is not Debbie Dork adult jazz class situation. This is like hot girl cool. I'm my best me when I used to dance. Okay, maybe minus some pirouettes and some high kicks. And Level Up is now kind of the crown jewel of our program. We do it once a month. It's a master class.
Yep.
It's 20 counts of 8. It's a lot of fun, very production. We've even done tap. In fact, that was one of our hottest classes. It sold out within a couple hours of announcing. We had to put 2 classes on that day. So we do Level Up once a month. It's a lot of fun. It tends to get a little theatrical. I'm not going to lie. You can wear your workout clothes. But I mean, we've done Shabuzi the bar song with our shit kickers and our Daisy Dukes. And damn, that was really cute. I love that one. You know, but we do all kinds of crazy stuff. So it's just that next level of theatrical performance and like mixed in a fitness class. Social Circle is another key thing that has built our community. And it is designed to share information amongst each other, amongst our membership, and take topics that people want to talk about. We've talked about things from pelvic floor health to nutrition to mental wellness. We've done swing dancing before. We are going to be introducing aesthetic medicine and the journey of fillers and toxins and cosmeceuticals. Is it right for you? Is it not? Let's have some education around that. We have also done martial arts and women's self-defense. That was a huge topic. You name it, we will do it. This is the exciting part, is that our members are driving these topics. And this is what this was designed to be. It's about getting that whisper referral from a friend about, hey, are you really doing hormone like HRT? Are you really doing, who do you go for your Botox? So it's all those things that you go onto the internet and you look up and you realize it's all bullshit because everybody's just trying to sell you stuff, right? And so you really want that friend referral from somebody you trust or from a group of people you trust. So we are starting to have our members lead discussions as well because they are bringing their skills, expertise, and experience and sharing about how badass and awesome they are and what they're doing in their community as their livelihood. And now they're sharing it with people that they work out with. So it's a tremendous program. Non-members are fully welcome. It's a token of a fee. It's $20 to drop in. It's an hour and a half each month, but it's a great program.
Well, thanks for sharing all your stories and our listeners. It's fun getting to know more about you, even though I thought I knew everything. I didn't. And you even surprised me with a few things. So I love it. I hope everyone loved hearing about it.
Listen, too, if you're in the Raleigh area, come in. I mean, honestly, I implore you, get on our app. It's Danz, D-A-N-Z. We're super fancy. Danz Insanity Studios. It's right there, black and pink. You can't miss it. I'm Jen.
I'm Jody.
Thanks for listening to No Gossip, Just Saying. Join the conversation weekly. Like, share, subscribe, and follow. And leave us a 5-star review. It helps more amazing people find the show and keeps our community growing stronger and stronger every day. They really do. All right, guys. Until next time, no gossip.
Just saying.